We're here with Get Ready for Winter. I wanted to show you, and I've been asked to demonstrate what happens and how freezing pipes can affect your life. What we have got here is we need to show a water system, and the water system is very simple. All right, here we go. Everybody expects the water company to deliver water to them at high pressure. Okay, that's what we expect. And is that water we're dealing with when we're actually involved with trying to sort of protect ourselves? And that means all the resources of the water companies are squirting waters to our house. And if it gets out where we don't want it, it's going to keep coming. That's what they're there for. And from my perspective, that's a very important message to get across to begin with. We need to make sure that we understand the water companies are doing the job giving us the waters. The other part, of course, is inside our boundaries, it's our responsibility as to what's happening. And so this system here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to isolate it. The water's turned off. And the reason why I'm doing that is because obviously I don't want to be causing water to be an issue with lots of water. Now, I have a pipe full of water. When it came to actually sort of freezing the water and seeing what would happen, I had a major issue. I thought that ice expanding would make my pipes break. They didn't. It wasn't the growing ice. It was the ice pushing water along that caused it to expand and cause a problem. And so we discovered that. And as well as that, the first time we froze the pipe, sometimes nothing happened. It tended to be the second time. Okay, because of weakness. And so people got this really clever idea, oh, I've got a problem, what I'll do is I'll heat up my pipes with a blowtorch and things. You will weaken your pipes. Something to be very aware of. Things have got to be gentle. We're trying to look after the infrastructure on our house. And now, all I'm going to do now is start to freeze this. Now, obviously, the first thing we should really do is protect our pipes. And what we're interested in doing is making sure that we keep our pipes warm. The better your insulation in your house, the more time you spend insulating your house, and the more chance your loft is going to be cold. Because what's happening is you're keeping all the heat in. All I'm doing now is freezing a pipe. I've got a section of pipe with water in it, and I'm just freezing this pipe. And that pipe now is getting very, very cold. It's forming an ice block in it. And when this ice block goes into it, it's just going to start chilling it down. And when it's freezing, it's actually causing the water to expand when it turns into ice. This is a very controlled exercise here. The water's isolated, the water's not turned on, it's not going to flow everywhere. All I want to do is have the pipe actually breaking itself. Okay, so we've got a problem, and if the water's on, it runs like this. Just imagine the damage that'll do if it's left for an hour in your house or a week in your house when you're not there. Turn your stopcock off. When it comes down to the way we actually treat our houses and what we're looking after, the problem we have, of course, is we insulate everything. Yeah? Keep all the heat in because you're into reducing your bills. But the more insulation you put in, the more of a risk you have above your insulation. And I think that's the message you have to be very aware of, because we can try and look after things in one way and wrap up for winter, but the other side of that is you could be causing yourself problems. I'm an electrical engineer, and guess what? Water and electricity don't go together, but it's one of the first things you must be very, very aware of. If you have a problem in your house, know how to isolate your electricity, know how to isolate your water, and then step away from it. Unless you know what you're doing, step away from it. Professional plumbers, and on all of the actual websites for the water companies, there are links to plumbers. You need to get that way. And when it comes to electricians, better safe than sorry. Yeah? And having things off means you've got a chance of also recovering, because they can dry it out rather than you doing something silly like trying to send electricity through wet walls. I think you've seen what can actually be done in the damages. It's funny that it's not the ice that causes it, it's the water under pressure that causes it. And this bit's frozen up, and it's that bit that actually leaks. And by the way, your plumbing, the older your plastic, the older your copper is, etc., it actually can get fatigued. If it freezes, defrosts, you've got more chance of a problem. So don't just think because you've had a couple of winters off, nothing's going to happen. The problem's more and more likely to come.